This hearing of the Committee on Oversight and Accountability will come to order. I want to welcome everyone here today. Without objection, the chair may declare a recess at any time. I now recognize myself for the purpose of making an opening statement. This hearing is the second in the Oversight Committee's investigation into the federal government's inadequate acknowledgement of and response to the Chinese Communist Party's campaign to infiltrate and influence America through a strategy known as political warfare. Americans outside of Washington have no difficulty identifying the CCP for what it is, an authoritarian communist regime enslaving its own people and seeking to destroy America, which the CCP calls its, quote, chief enemy. The American people know that the CCP represents the greatest foreign threat to the American way of life. According to the latest Pew Research poll, 81% of U.S. adults see China unfavorably. This spring, Gallup reported that Americans see China as our country's top foe. Yet too few federal agencies have recognized that. For decades, the CCP has waged an aggressive campaign of political warfare, a strategy to weaken our nation without ever firing a shot. The end goal is clear: to weaken and defeat America. The committee's government-wide investigation has brought federal agencies in to answer for their insufficient responses. We found that too much of Washington bureaucracy is incapable of or unwilling to address the CCP threat. Today, our witnesses will testify about how the CCP is seeking to subvert our open system of government and society. These witnesses have great insight into CCP influence within federal agencies, the intelligence community, international institutions, and business circles. To be clear, it is the Chinese Communist Party who is to blame here, not people of Chinese descent, who themselves are often singled out by the CCP using these exact influence tactics. Despite the fact that CCP political warfare targets and threatens all Americans, why do many federal agencies fail to speak honestly to the American people about the CCP? Too many federal officials do not realize that they have fallen for CCP influence tactics in ways that cause some officials to reflexively dismiss the truth about this communist regime. Worse, some federal officials go so far to actually excuse the CCP's actions. Some agencies do so despite abundant evidence that the CCP is spying on Americans, fueling the fentanyl crisis that is killing tens of thousands of Americans each year, stealing trade secrets to stifle American innovation, harassing Chinese students who dare speak out against the regime, threatening our energy grid and critical infrastructure, infiltrating our food supply, and much, much more. To say that it is somehow racist or inappropriate for federal agencies to aggressively combat the CCP threat plays directly into the party's hands. The CCP uses many tools and people to wage political warfare against America. Through what is known as the United Front, the CCP manipulates networks to carry out relationship-focused influence campaigns through a multitude of proxies. The United Front has long used proxies found in the business community amongst cultural and political leaders, in international organizations, and in other influence circles to advance the regime's destructive ambitions. The CCP prioritizes seeking to influence key players in prominent business circles to curry good favor for the party, shape U.S. decision-making, and exploit U.S. businesses. Through deceptive but enticing business deals, the CCP has lured many American businesses into the lion's den that is China. Once relying on China, too many U.S. companies fall prey to, quote, elite capture. They may find that they feel they have little choice but to support CCP interests to the detriment of their own business and our nation. CCP elite capture tactics have also seeped into federal agencies, influencing their approach to China. Many federal officials, especially in the military and intelligence community, fell for the false CCP narrative of the so-called, quote, peaceful rise of China, and have yet to acknowledge their dereliction of duty. For too long, the courageous few who spoke out about the CCP threat were ignored, and some were silenced. Much of the American government seems to have forgotten that its purpose is to promote the interests of Americans. When federal officials transparently message to the public about the CCP threat, they should also help inspire and equip Americans to strengthen their communities, innovate, and create, which will secure a strong and prosperous future for our nation. A strong America can resist even the most aggressive communist political warfare. I thank the witnesses for appearing today and look forward to your testimony. I now yield to Ranking Member Raskin for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.